What's up everybody, this is Factor, and today I have some GroundWar Kill Confirmed gameplay on the map Resistance. I'm using a gun that I haven't really used a whole lot, and it's my very first gameplay with it. It's the CM901 assault rifle, and it has a silencer on it, and I never really, had a chance to get a good feel for this weapon. I remember the only time I really used it was when the game came out for the first time, and I preferred the M4 over it. I don't know why, but then once I got into like ACR, it's like I would never use this again. But before I talk about that, and also what else I want to say in the commentary, just want to talk a little bit about the gameplay. I don't have the best start. I die a few times, but my final score is 60-9, and I'm using decently low kill streaks. I'm using UAV, Predator missile, precision airstrike, so it's not like I'm running Pavlo and I end up getting 60 kills. A couple times I get on a pretty long streak where I could have gotten a Moab, but look at that, I didn't even kill myself right there. A couple times I go on some streaks where I could have gotten a Moab. I think like 2 times in this game, or maybe 3, I'm not sure. But I would just play it wrong, and I would be too aggressive, and I would try to push up at the wrong time, and I end up just getting killed. Because I would get too anxious. It's really hard for me to stay patient enough to get all those 25 kills. But the CM901, I really like it. In most of the Call of Duty series, I felt like there's always been a little brother of certain guns and a big brother. And what I mean when I say that is, in Black Ops, you look at the Galil and the Commando, and they're both very similar guns. They're both pretty low recoil, but the Commando's a little better, when you put silencers on both of them. And, so I felt like the Galil was like the little brother of the Commando. And then you look at the G11 and the M16. Well, the M16 is obviously the little brother of G11. Some people thought otherwise, because I actually really liked the M16, but the G11 I thought was a little more powerful. And, in this game, it's like, if you look at the submachine guns, well, the UMP, I feel like, in my opinion, is like the little brother of the MP7, because the MP7, they both sound very similar when you're shooting them, and they're both very similar guns in my opinion, except for the MP7, has a faster fire rate, less recoil, so the MP7 is like the bigger brother of the UMP. And then, also for the assault rifles in this game, I feel like the SCAR and the ACR are the same way. They both are low recoil assault rifles, and they sound very similar when you use the silencer, but the ACR just is a little better because it has a little less recoil, a little better accuracy. And that's the way I kind of feel with the CM901 when you compare it to the FAD. When you put a silencer on both of them, they sound very, very similar. Their recoil is pretty much like exactly the same, and but the FAD has a higher fire rate. So that's why it's better. So I think the CM901 is not better than the FAD, but it's very similar, and I think it's like the little brother of the FAD, I don't know, just kind of interesting to mention that to you guys. It's, kind of fun to notice it in some games, how some guns are, like the little brother of other guns, because they're not as good, but they're still pretty similar to each other. Anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, so I got a little bit longer of a gameplay here, so thought I would talk about something that would take a little bit more time. And here's one of my streaks right here. So I start to play a little conservative, pick up a couple different guns, but you'll see at one point I just kind of rush up and I end up dying because I get a little anxious. And anyways, so oh yeah, so I generally like to do the commentaries every once in a while where I talk about what my favorite, and I think it's right here. So I see this guy on my radar, and I'm getting impatient, and I really want to kill him, so I jump up, and I was stupid for doing that, and ended up dying. But I generally like to do commentaries where I talk about my favorite things in the game. I've done them, I think, 2 or 3 times on this channel for MW3, and it's been a while since I've done one, so I thought I would do one again. It's basically where I just talk about some of my favorite stuff, my favorite guns, my favorite game types, and first I'm going to talk about my favorite game types, then my favorite primaries, then my favorite secondaries, and if I have more time, talk about other stuff. But for now, let's finish those. So my top 5 favorite game types. By far, The first one is GroundWar. I used to really like Drop Zone, but I really don't like the fact that you can't get your kill streaks, and also care packages in that are kind of overpowered because it's like people are always getting AC-130s and pave lows, and you can't run your own kill streaks. You know, you have to play the objective, otherwise you're gonna get smacked hard. And you know, generally I really like that game type because you have to play the objective. You know, everyone plays the objective, so it's very easy to get kills. But you know, I just like how easy it is for, you know, low prestiges to get pave lows and AC-130s and just completely wreck you. So Ground War is by far my favorite game type. I play it the most, and I really think it's enjoyable. My second favorite game type is Search and Destroy. I've been playing it a lot more often lately. I used to hate it, but now what I do is I put on a submachine gun, extreme conditioning, assassin, and sitrep pro. I no longer use dead silence. Guys, please, if you're into search a lot, don't use dead silence anymore, because they added an update to sitrep, if you haven't already heard, where if I have sitrep pro, I can hear anyone who has dead silence. Dead silence no longer counteracts sitrep. So if you have dead silence and think no one's going to hear you, you're wrong. If anyone has sitrep, I can hear you really loudly. It makes your footsteps louder than someone, you know, if I didn't have sitrep, say you had marksman on, and I can hear your footsteps, but I didn't have sitrep on. When you have sitrep on, it increases the volume of other people's footsteps, and it, you know, someone with dead silence, I'm going to be able to hear them the same as with someone who has marksman. So dead silence is absolutely nothing for you if anyone on the other team has sitrep pro, which is really unfortunate because dead silence is underpowered, I believe, because of that now. But sitrep pro is really, really useful. So that's all I use. It makes your footsteps and your enemy's footsteps quieter, and it increases the footsteps of enemies a lot. So dead silence, don't think it's useful anymore. I only use sitrep. So anyways, I like to run that setup, and I play Search and Destroy, and I just completely wreck. Hopefully I can get some gameplays for you all of that. My third favorite game type is Capture the Flag. I've been playing it with some of my friends lately, mainly two people that aren't in Create. They're both my friends, though. First one is Will and Kevin. They like to play some of those try-hard game types. My fourth favorite is Sabotage. Yes, I know. What the hell? Why would you like Sabotage? Well, I've been playing it lately. It's actually not that bad of a game type, especially if you can hold the game on long enough, or if you just want to try out and plant the bomb as soon as possible. You know, there's many ways to play that game type. The reason why Capture the Flag and Sabotage aren't in the number 1 and 2 spots, obviously, is because of the respawn delay. But they're still pretty fun to try hard in with your friends if you're just tired of sniping. And my fifth favorite game type is Drop Zone. Even though I dislike the fact that 0 prestiges and low prestiges can get pave lows and smack you, it's still a very fun game type to play because everyone plays the objective, and it's really easy to use your sniper and get lots of kills. So now I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite primary weapons. So I can't remember at all what it used to be, but I'm just going to say it right now. My number 1 favorite primary right now is by far the MP7. Amazing submachine gun in my opinion. Very low recoil for such a high fire rate. Very good gun. My second favorite weapon is the MSR sniper rifle. I freaking love the MSR. It's such a fun sniper to use. My third favorite gun is the L118A sniper rifle. I love that sniper. Really reminds me of the L96. My fourth favorite gun is the Barrett 50 cal sniper. You know, whenever I use a sniper rifle, I'm going to be using one of those 3, and the Barrett, I believe, is the best sniper to get feeds with. And my fifth favorite gun is the ACR, as you guys can see I'm using here. This is like my second streak, I believe, where I was going on a little tear. Unfortunately, couldn't be patient enough to get my Moab, unfortunately. So, those are my top 5 favorite weapons. My top 5 favorite secondaries are my first one by far, my favorite secondary, is the MP9 with silencer. I use that on all my classes now, except for my sniper classes. On my sniper classes, I use the 44 Magnum with tack knife, and that's actually my second favorite secondary. So at number 2 is the 44 Magnum with tack knife. I just think it looks the coolest, and plus it has, you know, more damage than the Desert Eagle, or it has the same damage as the Desert Eagle, but it has less recoil, so I really think it's a good gun, and plus it looks great when you have it with your sniper. Unfortunately, there's no YYs in this game. If there were, I bet it would look sexy as fuck with doing a YY with the 44 Magnum, but no, Infinity Ward's really dumb, and I hate him. And that's the truth. So number 3, Secondary, is probably going to have to be, I know I sound like a douche, the Akimbo FMG9s. Even though they patched it, those things still rape. It's fun to use every once in a while, but I don't like to use them a lot. My 4th favorite Secondary is the Stinger. I actually use the Stinger a lot because I'm sick and tired of how overpowered kill streaks are in this game. And my 5th favorite Secondary is the Scorpion with a silencer. Haven't really used it that much, but I started using it a little bit lately, and it's actually not that bad. MP9 silencer I believe is a lot better, but Scorpion silencer is still pretty good Secondary. So game is over, guys. Thanks for watching this video. 16-9 final score. Today was Thursday's gameplay / commentary, and expect another gameplay next Tuesday. But anyways, guys, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.